Hey guys, this is Eric with Mediavine, and this is our Go for Teal video series. This week I wanted to expound upon a question asked by one of our publishers during a recent Facebook Live, and that's how many images should you run per post? And the reason why a publisher here at Mediavine is wondering how many images to run per post is due to both user experience and ad revenue. So what do images have to do with ad revenue? So here at Mediavine, we follow the CBA, or the Coalition for Better Ads, standards for how often basically we'll insert an ad relative to the length of your content. We do that because it's really standards created by this coalition founded by some of the largest publishers, including Mediavine, and some of the largest advertisers. And basically that research shows if you don't run more ads than this amount of content, then you're going to have a good user experience. So we try to limit it below that number. And so when you're running images inside of your posts, that's content. Honestly, it's actually a lot of content, right? Relative to writing words, images are worth 1,000 words, wherever the expression goes. So really, we want our publishers to run multiple images per post. The number that we're going to tell you is going to be as many as you're comfortable running on your site. We know a lot of publishers don't want to run many images because they feel that's not a great user experience. So this is where I actually disagree. And I realize that I am not a content creator in the sense that many of our food, travel, craft, and so many of other bloggers are. So take some of this advice with a grain of salt and realize that I'm not a content creator. But what I'm going to advise you to do is run as many images as you can. So we would say typically you're going to want to run at least 4 to 6. And if you think that's a bad user experience, I actually ask you to rethink the images that you're running in your posts. So if you're a food blogger, don't just run 6 images of the finished product. Same with our craft or our do-it-yourself bloggers. You're right, that would be a bad user experience. Nobody wants to see 6 images of the same thing. But rather, start to rethink your content from a user perspective. What could those images do to help accelerate your content or help improve your content? So if you're, let's say, a food blogger, think about offering them photos throughout how to create your recipe. So could your photos help them, including things like step-by-step instructions? So really just thinking about not just the finished product. I know that might be the prettiest pictures you can take, but from your user experience, user's perspective, they don't just care about how pretty your images are. They're trying to make your creation. Help them along. Use your photos to do that. And I think a lot of people also think about images for SEO. And we're always told by SEO experts, use a different alt text for each of your images. If you can't come up with different alt text for your different images, then that's probably a sign that you don't need to run that same image again, right? So think of it in the same vein. SEO has often said that it follows closely to user experience. So do ads, to be honest with you. So we want you to follow user experience when it comes to your images. Think about how you can present multiple images to be useful again to your user. So if you're a travel blogger, you wouldn't take 10 photos of the same site, right? You could show them different photos from that, from whatever itinerary you're giving them, wherever you want them to go, and not just 10 of the same thing. And I think all bloggers need to think that way. Having images should be good for user experience. And if you have those images, what you're going to see is your users are going to be more engaged with your content. If they're engaged with your content, they're going to be engaged with your ads. You're going to make more money. And on desktop, if you have images, users are going to scroll for longer, which means your sticky ad, if you're with Mediavine, or your adhesion at the bottom, are going to be shown to the user for longer. And remember, we refresh those if they're on the page long enough. So you're going to make additional ad revenue as a result of having images on your post. You're also going to be able to, again, get more in-content ads due to our CBA logic. So we would definitely recommend running somewhere between 4 to 6 images per post, and more if your post, again, warrants more images. But don't run images for the sake of images. Run images for the sake of your user, and I think you're going to find it benefits you in terms of both traffic and revenue. So hopefully that better explained how many images you should run to post. If you're looking for a cheat sheet, I would say at least 4 to 6, but again, more if you can. So thank you guys for listening to this week's Go for Teal video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you guys next week.